Hey, what's good, everybody? It's me, your hero, Benjamin Banks, and you're watching Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. And joining me, as always, on Tuesday night is my co-host, Rebellious D, and you already know what we're covering, and it is Black Lightning Season 4.
That's right.
How you doing today, D?
Yeah, ready to rock, brother. Let's knock this one out of the park.
We've had a long night, man, an interview, a review, and now we're finishing it off with one of our favorite shows, Black Lightning.
Yeah, Gamby.
This guy, yeah.
yeah, Uncle Gamby.
Oh, God. So before we get into today's review, make sure that you like this video, you subscribe to the channel, and you hit the bell button so that way you're always notified when we have new content here on Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks.
That's right. Podcast in the description.
So let's go ahead and get into episode 10, the Book of Reunification, Chapter 1, Revelations. So the big question that I was seeing on social media, and a question that me and D had, was who's gonna save Jen? And
that's right.
I watched this episode and I'm just like, yo, is somebody gonna come and save her? Like, is Painkiller, like, what's gonna happen? Like, who's gonna save her? And D, what do we end up getting?
A bubble boy.
A bubble boy. And
it was just the worst thing you could do.
It's like, I mean, and then Gamby, it's like Gamby, he's always 2 steps ahead, and he pretty much put this in all of their suits in case they're ever flying. Well, the only ones that will really be flying would be Black Lightning and Lightning, but he put these in their suits after Black Lightning had went up to the ionosphere to get all of Jen's particles and whatnot. And when he was falling, Gamby installed this so that way it would protect them if they were ever falling from the sky. So it's like, like I remember on last week's review, we thought it was just the 3 of them who couldn't use their powers, but it was all metahumans who couldn't use their powers. Black Lightning, he's still fighting against Dee's favorite character on the show,
Ishmael.
And Black Lightning, he retreats because it's like, he doesn't have his power. The Freeland police, they end up showing up, and Ishmael, he ends up getting out of there as well. And Ishmael, he's just talking smack, saying like, you supposed to be
like he wasn't catching an L before that happened. It was just like, come on, bro, you were losing. Come on. So
yeah, man. And then we just see when they get back to the Gamby cave, they let them know what's going on and whatnot. And excuse me, Jefferson and Jen, they are still stuck in their outfits because of the device that pretty much took everybody's powers away. Now, while this device is active, like Tobias, he never shut it off. Like, it's still going, so nobody can use their powers unless they have like these special bracelets. Because like we see Red, he can still use his powers, but when he takes the bracelets off, Tobias is able to shoot at him, even though Tobias said he wasn't aiming at him. Red did fear his life because he thought he was gonna die, but like that's Tobias's right hand man. He needs Red. Red has a pretty interesting meta ability. Oh, and also 2D. We forgot to mention, and this was something that you had said, Grace, she did end up saving Anissa.
Out of nowhere.
Like,
she just happened to follow her there. I guess you could go with that because she did say, don't worry about me and all that stuff, but clearly Grace was going to follow her. Luckily she did. It was just
she saved her, and now Grace, she's on the whole thing where it's just like, hey, like, it feels good not having our powers. Now we can have a normal life. And Anissa's just like, no, Freeland needs us because it's like, it's a bad town. But I mean, like, does Freeland really need them that much? Because I mean, like, as we've seen on this season, I mean, it don't seem like there's anything going on in Freeland. Like, there's Freeland no robberies. It was
pretty safe after
episode.
What was that where the mayor gets shot? Is that episode 3 or 4?
I think episode 3.
Yeah, I mean, after that point, Freeland looks like a normal place now.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's no metahumans around.
You might actually see Flash run through there a couple times.
Well, like, you talking about the Fast Friend? Yeah, I mean,
Fast Friend.
We see that. I mean, but yeah, I mean, like, and then like most of this episode, like most of the time, it's like they're just inside. Like they're just chilling. I mean, like they're not. Oh yeah, they are chilling, but it's like they're talking. And I feel like I told Dee this earlier, where I was just like, imagine if we were watching Falcon and Winter Soldier, and like for 6 episodes straight, most of the time they're just always chilling inside a house, just talking. Which, I mean, they do that on Falcon and Winter Soldier, but it's not the whole premise of the show.
It's
like
in between moves.
Yeah, exactly.
Like this show, they're just family this and family that, and you got people getting arrested, and here we go with more of that stuff. It's like, I hate how lackluster like the need to get rid of Tobias or level the playing field is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Tobias is steady, like, you know, towards the end of the episode, he does recruit Ishmael. And kind of he takes over the Cobra
cartel.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And it's like, okay. And then it's like, then you go over to Jefferson's side of things. You know, you got the good people and the bad people. And it's like Jefferson and his family, like, what are they doing?
Yeah.
It's like Gamby's so smart, but he can't figure out what's going on with their power. It's just, yeah. You know, it's like Gamby could come up with all these inventions and 00 Gamby, but it's like, he doesn't know how to fix this stuff.
Yeah, and
it's kind of lackluster.
Something else that's interesting is because we know that Lynn, she ends up getting locked up, and Detective Shakur, he's able to get Jefferson into the precinct so that way that he can see Lynn. And he tells Jefferson, he's just like, you know, you were friends with Bill, with Henderson, and you know, he spoke highly of you, and you know, if he spoke highly of you, then, you know, I'm gonna, you know, look out for you. So he was able to give Jefferson 5 minutes so that way he could talk with Lynn. And then this lawyer shows up, and like Jefferson's just like, okay, well, who's this guy? Like, why did nobody tell me anything about this? And when Jefferson gets back to the Gamby cave, Anissa's just like, yeah, mom, she had me call him, and all of a sudden Jefferson's just like, well, why didn't she call me? And it's like they went behind his back, but it's just like they never. I don't know if Jefferson knows or not, but because they never mention it, but like that's Lynn's ex-boyfriend. And
it's like for him to be a lead character at this point of the series, it's just like, why is he so damn selfish? And like, you know what I'm saying? Like, unable to see past things for the greater good. And it's like, you know what I mean? Though,
I get where you're coming from, but it's just like one of those things where it's like, you gotta look at, like, for one, it is her ex-boyfriend.
But it seems like he's self-centered. Like, he knows that there's a bigger thing. This isn't like a regular case. This is Tobias, the guy that killed his dad. You know what I mean? It's not like an ordinary scenario.
Yeah, but I feel like it was just because, like, it wasn't ran past him. You know what I'm saying? So I understand. I mean, bro, you got to look at the whole scenario.
She was terrified.
You got to look at the whole scenario too, where Lynn, where she didn't tell Jefferson about Tobias at first. You know, when she went out on the date with it, because remember, Jefferson knew that she went, but she didn't say anything. And then when, you know, Jefferson was in his feelings and he finally said something, she was just like, no, like, it didn't mean anything. Like, he tricked me. He made me think it was you. It's just, like, I mean, the whole family drama, man. It's like,
we should be talking about it on episode 10 of the final season.
It's just like, come on, man. It's just like, y'all, and like, this is something we've said constantly up here on our reviews, and you know, even something that you see that other fans saying on social media, where it's just like, man, it's like, this is y'all's final season. Like, what is up with all of the secrets and the hiding stuff? In a way, it kind of feels like I'm watching an episode of Empire. In a way,
shit. I thought I was gonna say that this show has more family drama than Family Matters.
Yeah, that's true.
Man. Dang, man. And it's like he never stops to see how Lynn is feeling about any of these things. Like, do you think she would be, like, he knows that she's a scientist. Does he really think that for a second that she would be out with Tobias?
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, this is Tobias, dude. This is not the first season of the show. You didn't just meet him. You know what he's about. That's my gripe with this whole thing. It's like, is he going to trust his wife for a second? It's like, she's out with Tobias. You don't think he was blackmailing her or threatening the family? And then like this, like, she got like cavity searched and she was made super uncomfortable. She was trying to get out, because you think about it, you brought up that like it wasn't ran past Jefferson. Now, if she had stopped and said, well, I'm going to ask this guy for help, Jefferson's going to make it about Jefferson.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then,
you know, he always does that. And,
Lynn,
like they always say, it's better to do something and ask for forgiveness than it is to ask somebody and then they say no, and then you do it anyway, and it's just like now that's another argument.
Exactly.
And it seems like
she only had one call too.
Yeah,
it's
and
like,
it seems like
bro.
that's what they've been doing this entire season. It's just been nothing but arguing and fights and stuff, man.
Yep.
And I mean, when that stuff isn't, going on, when we aren't spending family time with the Pierces or
family time with the Pierces,
you have the stuff going on with Gambi and Lauren. Like, Lauren, she finally comes over to Gambi's house and she confronts him about, how he tricked her. And she's just like, I want answers. And Gambi's just like, I'll let you know once it's done. It's just like, damn, Gambi. Like,
yeah, but it's like, dude, it took her like 9 episodes to catch him.
Yeah.
Like, damn. What
it's
if this
just,
is
I can't let you know right now. And I'll let you know soon. And if you wanted to kill me right now, and you would have killed me. Now, something that somebody else had brought up is just like Gambi is always doing stuff for the Pierces. He's never doing anything for himself.
Yeah, I know.
It's like, man, it would have been cool for Gambi to finally find love and happiness, but it's like, Gambi's just,
Uncle Gambi.
And we see that too on the episode, like, because remember, like Jefferson and Lynn, like they come to Gambi, and like Gambi, like he gets loud with him. He's just like, I'm trying. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm doing the best I can. Yeah, like
it's just like, what do y'all want Gambi to
Alfred
do? It's like, Jesus Christ. It's like they want Gambi to do everything, man.
You think the final fight's gonna be Gambi versus Tobias at this point?
Man, it might be
carrying him.
It might be. No, it could be. It might be Tobias versus Painkiller. I mean, he gets
it is.
Painkiller, he gets his moment up here on the episode, and it's like, it really seems like that they are going to be setting up this Painkiller spinoff show. I mean, because it's like there's so much on Black Lightning that it's just like sucks. Now. It sucks that it's being canceled, but at the same time, it's just like, you still want to see these characters too. And something else that we really haven't touched on was Jen.
Yeah,
like Jen, she was trying to figure out a way to get her powers back, and she uses science and she electrocutes herself and she gets her powers back, but she's not fully recharged yet, and she ends up flying back into the ionosphere, and TC comes running to her aid and just like, yo, like Anissa told me everything. And I was thinking at this moment, like, TC's gonna be like, I love you, Jen. Like, but no, none of that happened.
Nah, they don't have time for that. There's another argument in the house to be had. It's just, I mean, at least Painkiller, the one thing I can say about him, since they've made him a part of the show midway through the season, is that it's always pushing it forward, I guess, It's at least he's doing something when we see him. But as for the Pierces, it almost seems like they're running in circles at this point, man. It's felt like that for a few weeks. So, they just kind of got stuck. It's like nobody cares that Tobias has got some invention and he's making he's running for mayor.
Remember, he talked to his cohorts, and
he nullified all your abilities, and he's recruiting other bad guys. I'm like, what are the Pierces doing?
They just talking.
Yeah, exactly. Gambi.
That's all they doing, and fighting Ishmael whenever. I'm just like that's why I'm just like, when Anissa's just like, Freeland needs me. Like, what do they need you for? Like, you're not.
Like, they aren't doing going on. Yeah,
it's just, but it is crazy how when we first started doing these reviews, like like when Black Lightning first started, it did start off good, but then it's just like, as the show goes on and you start nitpicking at stuff, it's just like you kind of look back at those earlier episodes and just like, well, man, it's like, it seemed like they was doing the same thing in those earlier episodes that they're doing now. And it's just that, now, like, you actually see, it's just like, they really haven't done anything, which sucks. But yeah, I mean, like on Wikipedia, it says we have 2 more episodes. Chapter 2 of the book of reunification, and then you have a new chapter, the book of resurrection, and that's it. Like, I don't know if there's going to be anything after that. Who knows? But yeah, I mean, it sucks, man, because it's like, now with everything going on, and then we found out earlier that on The Flash, that the actor who plays Cisco Ramon, like, he's done with the show now, with the Flash show, and it's just like, what is going to become of our CW hero shows? Because, bro, honestly, I feel like since Disney Plus put out these Marvel shows, man, these Marvel shows hit hard. Like, it's like
the quality is just too good, Banks. You know, like when you're playing somebody in any sport or video game, they're just too good. You know, can't keep up. I don't know what they're gonna do.
Yeah, so, man, it's just it's crazy, man. And you know, I don't want to leave out too that now Tobias he has Lala, the statue of Lala.
Oh yeah, don't forget he's part of the or he's auditioning for the, what do they call themselves, the council?
Yeah, and it's like, you know, like they're like, he opens up a box and
they just try to do the Nick Fury thing.
Yeah, like that's what it reminded me of. It's just like when he closed the box, it's like they all disappeared.
And then they had to try and make him look stupid. They were like, just close the box.
Yeah. I mean, Tobias, he has everybody in his hand right now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what is the end game of this gonna be? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Tobias he's been doing whatever he wants all season. Yeah. And there's been like zero talk about stopping him. Jefferson's like, well, I'm gonna do everything in my power. And it's like, dude, you haven't done anything for 9 episodes.
Yeah, like what you saved the girl from getting killed by the cops, and
you fried the cops at the beginning.
Yeah.
He asked the one guy, what hand you write with? And he was like, it doesn't matter. It's just like, I'm good.
The stuff with Ishmael. But yeah, I mean, I guess we could say we're looking forward to see what's going to happen next week.
We're looking forward to see what Painkiller does next week.
Yeah, because he's the only one who cares. That's the only action that we're seeing for real. I mean,
he's the only one talking about stopping Tobias.
Yeah, everybody else is just chilling. And with that being said, thank you for watching our review. Let us know in the comments how you felt about this week's episode. Did you like it? Did you hate it? How do you see the series ending? Like, as like D keeps on saying, it's like, you know, Tobias has just been running wild and nobody is it's like they keep on saying that they're going to stop Tobias, but it's just like, what are they doing to prepare themselves to stop Tobias? And with that being said, D, let them know where they can find you at in social media land.
That's going to be rebellious _D23 at Instagram.com. Thanks. If they need a hero, tell them where they can find you.
You can find me, your hero, Benjamin Banks, at KingBenji_Banks on Twitter and Instagram. And then you can look me up on Facebook at Benjamin Banks. I should be the first person to pop up. If not, then I need to contact Mr. Zuckerberg. Thank you for watching our review. And we'll see you next time here on Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. Like I always say, keep that pinky up and stay positive. Peace.
Thanks for leveling up. Thanks again, everybody, for watching another episode of Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe to the channel. Podcast, we got that too. Make sure you give us a thumbs up and hit that bell for further episodes and notifications. Thanks a lot to our patrons. And if you don't mind, join the Patreon. We'll be having new specials coming up soon.